The U.S. envoy to Ukraine and Russia says Moscow could have to make
The U.S. envoy to Ukraine and Russia says Moscow could have to make territorial concessions in peace negotiations over the war in Ukraine. He also threatened to target Russia's oil revenues and said Moscow might have to break alliances with some allies like North Korea, Iran, and China. The U.S. wants to diminish the influence of Russia's allies, but this is complicated for Europe. China is a major source of EU imports, so cutting off China is difficult for Europeans. Ukraine's foreign minister urged giving all parties seats at the table in peace talks, saying no decisions without Ukraine, nothing about Ukraine without Ukraine, and nothing about Europe without Europe. The U.S. is holding talks with Russian officials in Saudi Arabia without inviting European leaders. This has raised fears that the U.S. is trying to bypass Europe. EU leaders are concerned about being dictated what to do in implementing a deal made without their input, especially as territorial concessions to Russia would directly affect Europe.
What we're going to try to do is basically force them into actions in which you want.